What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am here live for my live review of this week's episode of NXT, the February 17th, 2021 edition of NXT, the NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day 2021 Fallout show, as we begin to wonder why did Adam Cole turn his back not just on Finn Balor, but on Kyle O'Reilly and the rest of the Undisputed Era? Why did it happen? Well, on this show, Kyle O'Reilly was out to get answers. And of course, we were live once again from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando. I'm sorry, I still have no clue where exactly we were live from. I was actually very excited about the show. I feel bad I didn't really watch AEW in the right depth last night. I only watched half of it, basically just did more of a recap, which that was ended up being a pretty good show. NXT I thought was good as well. Well, it could have been better. There was some things that I thought were really good, such as the stuff with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. The celebration for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners, I thought was pretty good. But there was some stuff that bugged me. There was some things that hold this one down for me. So, there was some good, but some not so good. And we will have a turn alert coming as well. That actually will be uploaded after this stream is over. So we'll talk about all of that as we briefly review the show. Live chat, we got JR. He said, "What's up? I'm doing a lot better tonight." Glad to hear that, JR, for sure. So we're going to talk about this episode of NXT as we're falling out from NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. As far as what's next, well, we'll have to wait and see. And we'll get to that, throughout the show. So, we open it up with a very excellent video package, recapping what happened on Sunday night, and obviously the biggest question going into the show was, why did Adam Cole do what he did? So start off the show, out came Kyle O'Reilly. He gets out in the ring, he cuts off the announcers, he calls for a microphone. He says, "We all saw what happened." He's trying to replay the moment in his head and trying to make sense of why it happened, but he can't. He's shocked, confused, pissed off, and disappointed. He talked about how the era was supposed to be different, and Adam Cole ruined it. He kicked him in the face, but more importantly, he stabbed him in the back. But to O'Reilly, Cole is still like a brother to him, and he's willing to hear him out. He'll probably get a punch in the face, but he's willing to hear out Adam Cole. So he calls out Adam Cole to come out and just talk about it. Undisputed Era's music hits, but out came the other active member of Undisputed Era right now, who's kind of in the middle of this, Roderick Strong. Strong says he knows Adam did it out of emotion and didn't mean to. But Kyle O'Reilly starts flipping out and saying he doesn't want to hear it, and it's just pissing him off even more. And he warns Roddy to not get in the ring because, unfortunately, Kyle does not trust him. And right now, he does not know who he can trust. He wants Adam Cole to come out and talk this out and explain why. But, of course, the next person to come out was the NXT champion, Finn Balor. Kyle's like, "Finn, I'm not looking for you." But Balor's like, "Doesn't matter, because I'm looking for Kyle. Because if he wants Cole as well, they need to get behind him." The champ knew he shouldn't have accepted O'Reilly's hand at TakeOver. But he did, and now he wants answers. Roderick Strong then just gets into Finn's face saying Kyle had nothing to do with this. And as they were bickering back and forth about that, an attack came from Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. Taking the faces out and obviously setting up for a tag match in the main event, the 6-man tag between Balor, O'Reilly, and Strong versus the team of Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. We also got an announcement from Regal that we were supposed to be getting Santos Escobar and Karrion Kross, but Escobar fled the scene and went home. Which, okay. Regal says that the match will happen next week, and if Santos Escobar does not show up, then he's going to be suspended indefinitely and stripped of the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Which, okay, except, like you say, why are we doing this match? I still don't get why we're doing Santos Escobar and Karrion Kross. Like, it really doesn't interest me, doesn't dig to me. To me, it makes no sense, really, why it's happening. I don't get it. So that match is happening next week now. And then we have Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon taking on Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The match didn't matter. This was probably my least favorite part of the show, because the match didn't matter because Gargano and the rest of The Way is putting out these flyers asking for, Austin Theory went missing after being abducted by Dexter Lumis at TakeOver Vengeance Day. So obviously saw that Dexter Lumis had abducted him while Johnny made his entrance. So that's just another comedy stick there. And then a white van pulls up, and I guess Austin was inside there all tied up looking like a baby in big diapers or something. I don't know. But The Way didn't care. They lost the match, but I think they had no clue, which again just made absolutely no sense. Giving Shotzi and Ember the men, why? I don't know. And like I said, it just continues to make these guys feel like an absolute joke. The Way. It should be actually a pretty cool stable, but that's that. So I didn't like that match at all. I didn't like the outcome. I didn't like how The Way just acted like it was nothing. Again, it just felt like a stinking waste of time. That's all it felt like. We also have a video interview with Pat McAfee, who basically says he's our favorite wrestler. He told us so, and basically said that he was right about Adam Cole, since Adam Cole turned heel. Obviously, we would want to hear what Pat McAfee's comments were, as he claims he was right, so cool. Kushida was in the trainer's room where he basically talked about his match on Sunday, saying he's not done with Johnny. Bronson Reed checks on him, but he says, I want Gargano's title too, but heal up, man, and you'll figure out who gets the next shot for Johnny. They fist bump, and then Malcolm Bivens basically has challenges Kushida to a match with Tyler Tyler Ruff, whatever his name is. Let me double check that. I believe Tyler Rust. I'm sorry. With Tyler Rust later on, so that's gonna be whatever. Then we get this match with Leon Ruff and Isaiah Swerve Scott. So we're gonna be talking about Mr. Scott tonight, but Leon Ruff defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott, and for a couple months now, we've seen Isaiah Swerve Scott kind of evolve into a heel, but not fully embrace it. In some ways, just not super consistent with it. This match is when he finally embraced it, because after the match and he lost, he laid out an assault on Leo Ruff, basically just trashed him, saying he's tired of Ruff getting handed everything while he has to wait for his opportunities and scratch and claw and get nothing. He wants his North American title shot and whatnot, and I think it's a mistake. Again, I'm being real, giving you a brief preview for my Turn Alert video. This is a mistake. What are they doing with Isaiah Swerve Scott? A guy who should be a big star, a main eventer, a champion. Why is his heel turn feel like it's really taking him backwards? But again, I say I'll talk about that more in my Turn Alert that I'll upload after this. Then Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter defeated Aaliyah and Jessie Camilla. Afterwards, Xia Li comes out as they're still trying to talk some sense into Xia Li, but all Xia does is squeezes the crap out of Casey's hand and says next week she will purge her, which sounds scary, especially since I'm a huge fan of Casey Catanzaro. So it looks like Casey may have, just signed off on her A. Going up against Xia Li. So we'll see how that goes. We also have a segment where both MSK and Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai were honored for winning the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournaments for the men and the women. Much more emphasis put actually on the women. And strange enough, it felt like they were booking Dakota Kai and Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez a little more like baby faces. Sometimes you just see obviously they have to have a baby face, but to make it as obvious as they did with this, felt a slight bit odd. But it's just like it's going to work with the feud they're doing with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But Nia and Shayna actually showed up. Basically, they told the story exactly what was needed. Nia's never came across, a big woman like Raquel Gonzalez, saying that's going to be an advantage. Shayna Baszler, obviously mentions how she used to run this division, now she doesn't. With Dakota Kai saying how she's not the same person she was, that was afraid of Shayna several years ago. And basically tell the exact story this match has to be. Both teams, MSK and Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, will all get their tag title shot on the March 3rd, 2020 edition of NXT, which is actually the one competing with the show. The show on AEW is going to have Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet versus Jardil, whatever her name is, and Shaquille O'Neal. So there's going to be some competition that night for sure, but that'll be an awesome match when it happens again. Even though they're both heels, I want to see Dakota Kai get her comeuppance on Shayna Baszler, showing that she really has come as far as she claims. I'll check that out later. So we'll see how that match goes on March the 3rd. We have Io Shirai apparently. Well, first we see Cameron Grimes. Just bragging more about how much money he's got until he got into a car accident. But he's like, no worries, I can always buy another one. Not emphasizing the fact that he's rich from this GameStop stock. Toni Storm apparently beat up Io Shirai because she was not pinned in the women's title match in a triple threat. It's a triple threat match, so I guess we're going to be getting a one-on-one match between them. Okay. Kushida defeated Tyler Rust in a solid match. Like he's saying, though, it's starting to really feel like Kushida needs a little bit of a different direction as character, though, but that was a solid match. We also had a hype segment for LA Knight, or Eli Drake, who's going to be in NXT. Came across as kind of cocky. So basically, he says in his vignette how everybody talks about he's the hottest free agent, but anyone doubts him, they can try and stop him. As a fact for life, and it's LA Knight's game, and he's here in NXT to stay, basically. So we'll see what he does. Zoe Stark also had her singles debut. I think she teamed up with Marina Shafir in the women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And she defeated Valentina Feroz, so that will be an interesting thing to see there. And then we had our main event. It was a six-man tag with Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong taking on a team of Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. I thought this was a fun six-man tag match, especially the drama towards the end with Danny Burch getting one of the tag titles involved in the match. Referees were getting knocked down. So basically just some drama as who's going to win was actually kicked in very good, and things were starting to fall back into the babyface's plan until Adam Cole got involved. He pushed down the referee. He would super kick at Kyle O'Reilly, then suplex him onto steel steps. And of course, a miscommunication led to Finn Balor hitting a Pele kick on his own partner, Roderick Strong. But off that distraction, Pete Dunne was able to sneak in, and he actually pinned the Cruiserweight champion. So, I don't know if Pete Dunne's going to get involved in this title scene, make it like a fatal four-way between Balor, O'Reilly, Cole, and Dunne. Which, not going to deny, it could be interesting. We'll see where it goes. Or so it's going to be Cole and Balor. But obviously with NXT, they're pretty good at telling stories. So why would they pass up, this continuity there and not have, a title shot be given to not Keith Lee, to Pete Dunne for pinning the champion in an actual tag match, But but yeah, that's my review of NXT. Again, kind of brief. Gave it a B minus. Thought it was a fun show. Why do they have to turn everybody here heel in the NXT? I don't know. Again, it doesn't make sense to me at all whatsoever. But I give it a B minus. B minus. I'll be trying back here tonight again tomorrow night for SmackDown review, and if I have time, maybe my Elimination Chamber preview predictions, and not probably either Saturday or Sunday for those. And then we'll go from there. So, yeah, guys, thank you again for this live review of NXT. Again, I will upload the Isaiah Swerve Scott Turner after this. So again, B minus, had its ups, had its downs. Overall, thought it was intriguing, and can't wait to see what happens next week with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and the rest of the Undisputed Era. So, guys, what are your thoughts on this show? Again, give it a B minus. Leave thoughts down in the comments section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content. Come on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAir13. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for my SmackDown review and Elimination Chamber preview and predictions. Peace out, everybody.